Parshas Sisa, which we read it a few weeks ago about Sisa Shekel. That's the beginning of the Parsha, so perhaps people want to skip that part. There's a lot of other things about the Kior and about the Samim, the Torah, and Betzalel, who's gifted to make the Mishkan, and all about Cheda Egel, and all these beautiful parts of the Parsha. Or we'll start at the beginning.
So at the beginning of
Would you like to start at the beginning?
Yaakov.
I don't know. No, let's
Well,
okay. Well, whatever Yaakov wants.
Right. Vayaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, and Hashem spoke to Moses lemor, saying, Ki tisa et rosh v'nei shel lif kudehem v'natnu ish kofer nafsho Adonai b'fkodotam lo yeh bahem negev b'fkodotam. Vayaber Adonai Moshe lemor, God spoke to Moses saying,
Kisisa. What's the word kisa?
when you take,
You will lift up.
Raise. But it
when you
doesn't mean
raise,
that.
when you take,
Kisisa es rosh. This word goes together. Find a new
You
time.
raise up your head and kill.
lift your hand.
Right. It means actually it doesn't. Rashi, look at the Targum. What does the Targum say?
Well, yeah.
Arei sekabel. In the Torah, there's no word actually we're used for a receiving.
Kabel, no?
That means two things. So if you want to receive
that?
kisisa, when you
What about
want,
kabel? What about kabel?
it does, that word never appears in the Torah.
Oh.
Surprise, surprise.
Receiver of Torah. What's receiver of Torah?
So where did it come from?
What about receiver of Torah? What's the word?
It doesn't actually say the Klal Yisrael received the Torah. It says, kisisa. It doesn't say.
No.
HaKodesh Baruch Hu gave them. The word kabel, right, is only appears in Mishnah. Doesn't appear in the Torah. So the word means kisisa, when you want to receive. That's what Rashi is going to explain. When you want to receive, the total roish means the total number
Of Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, they've got a ham according to their numbers. But that noon you shall give each man, every man, kofer nafsho, a ransom for his soul.
an atonement for his soul.
Yeah.
Hashem to Hashem, bifkodo son.
When you count them. Yeah. V'lo yeh bahem negev. That there be no plague among them, bifkodotam.
When counting
When you
them.
count them. So, when you take kitisa, lashon kabbalah,
Kabbalah. See Rashi says
Yeah.
it's an expression of
taking,
receiving.
receiving.
In
Sorry.
other
Yeah.
words, when you want to receive
Yeah.
the total amount of the Jewish people, Ketal Guma, so that's the example.
As the Targum renders it, kabbalah.
To Kabbalah.
Yeah.
Kishetach boitz lekabel
When you
schum.
come up with none, when you will desire by taking count the total of their number.
Yeah, when you desire to receive the total amount of their number.
Lada'at kamahem, to know how many they are. Al timnem lagol get it. Do not count them by
head count.
head count, but ella yitnu kol echad, but let each one give mahatzit shekel, half a shekel, v'timne et hashekalim, and you will count the shekels, v'tidam binyanam, and you will know their
How many
number.
people they are.
V'lo yeh bahem negev.
Okay, so that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Don't count, and also we'll see about this, the whole idea that this coin, this was a specially minted coin for the purpose. Which is that makes it very strange. So why call it a half? Call it a whole.
Yeah, right. That's good.
Okay, we'll see about that. It's a very
Right.
interesting concept of it.
Shalom sholem bo ein hara, for over number
Shaminian, when we count,
the evil eye had power.
Sholet ba'ain hara. Badava
And above Alehem, the plague comes upon them.
pestilence,
Yeah.
right?
Kamo shematzinu be.
B'nei David, as we
Have you found the days of David?
Right.
David.
David HaMelech, the Gemara actually says, Kilu, he forgot,
Yeah.
even though it was a simple halacha, which is the explicit over here in the pasuk, David HaMelech forgot that, and HaKodesh Baruch Hu made him forget, and as a result of that he counted the Jewish people, and he was punished for that. Okay, and that's why there was a tremendous plague.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a different machlokes how long it lasted for. Some say it only lasted for a moment. But nevertheless, it had caused the death of I don't know how many people.
Thousands.
Right.
But that new,
So then, okay. So it's interesting. What does it mean? Shaminin sholet ba'ayin hara. Right, when there's a number, sholet ba'ayin hara, the evil eye has power, shall we say. Which means as follows. The Chayra and the Farshim explain, that means if you count people, you are pointing out, you are accenting the fact that the people is made up, the nation is made up of a different number of people, and you're accentuating each individual. And the point of Ayin Hara means that it's like how shall I say? It's an idea of that when we point out, we accentuate the existence of each individual, then each individual has to have his own raison d'etre, his own schus, his own merit for existence. And therefore, then the Sultan comes along and says, right, is everybody here deserving existence? However, when each person, should we say, makes himself makes himself oblivious, means he doesn't show himself as an individual, but he shows himself, should we say, swallowed up in the whole of Klal Yisrael. Right? He's only a half, he's not a whole being himself, he's not an entity in himself. His whole existence is really only as a part and a member of the group, right? So then the Ayin Hara doesn't have a koyach there. Whereas we look at Klal Yisrael as a whole, one united individual, rather than each made up of a specific number of individuals. And therefore, that's the idea of the half a shekel. Half a shekel is significant that each person is not a whole. Each person is only a half. He's a subunit of the totality of the Jewish people. He's not a unit in himself. And therefore, in such a situation, that in itself shows, he's minimizing his own individuality, and he's
sublimating.
Yes, it's submitting himself to being part of the entire unit of Klal Yisrael. That minimizes his own individuality, and rather makes him part of the Klal, part of the general, the united nation, right? And thereby, he is. It minimizes the Ayin Hara over Klal Yisrael.
As you, as a Gabbai, you don't count 1, 2. You say that special.
You say Hasher Samech. If you want to count for a minyan, Hasher Samecha, Baruch Es Nachmasecha, Urim Benasim, Ad Olam. 10 words in that thing. You say Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dal. Use other ways you can think. But you shouldn't say Aleph, Beis, Gimel either because it's also counting when you get up to Yud. It's like counting 10 letters.
Like the high priest used to count, not high priest, when they collected your lottery.
Yeah, so they count the fingers.
Yeah.
They used to count the
Put
fingers.
your fingers out. And,
okay. Yisrael Meir.
Yes.
Oh.
He's here.
Zeh Yitnu, Yud Gimel.
Zeh Yitnu, all Oibet Ahab Yekubim. This you should give one of the passes over the...
This they shall give Kol Oiv Alav Kudim, all those who pass Alav Kudim, among the counted ones.
Ma'atit HaShekel, it's half a shekel. The shekel HaKodesh.
Of the holy type, of the sanctuaries
not
type
the
of
half
shekel.
shekel we do today.
Well, it's not. That's what the state of Israel could use. Shekel HaKodesh means of the sanctuary type of shekel.
18 graham, 20 graham, a shekel.
A full shekel is 20 gera, which is a measure, whatever. Machatzis shekel, the half a shekel of that, Truma al Hashem, should be a donation to Hashem, a raised offering to Hashem. Okay?
The question I want to ask in this parsha, the Egel Zad, that it can be folded out, building with the Mishkan?
Sure.
So Mishkan is the kapara for...
Yes, it's for the Kachet Egel. We will see about that. Okay, let's see. Zeh Yitnu, says Rashi.
Zeh Yitnu, ha'her'ah lo kimin matbeh shel ish.
Eish.
It showed him like a fiery coin. Mishkala machtis shekel. I guess maybe that means a fiery coin. Maybe in today's terms you'd say a virtual coin. Right? Showing the picture in a virtual picture of this coin. Okay? Mishkala machtis shekel. And its weight was half a shekel. Omaloi kazeh yitnu. Now what Rashi is pointing out, whenever you find the term zeh, it means something visible. Because this, you point to it and this, you can say point to this, you can see it. So if HaKodesh Baruch Hu was telling Moshe Rabbeinu, create a new coin, well, how can he say this, give this, means something visible? You can't see it. The answer is that HaKodesh Baruch Hu showed him a virtual coin and he said, look, you can see it right now.
So when you say Hineni,
What do you mean? Hineni, that's something else.
I thought that's also this, Hineni.
Yeah, Hineni, behold, here I am. But it means about a person.
Person.
But Zeh also points to an object. This, pointing it to me. Okay, continue. Ha'oiva al apkudim.
Over al Pakulim. Passing through the numbers, right?
Among the counted ones.
Counted ones. Derech ha-moimin.
Ones of the people who count, that's when I count animals, Mavirin esanimnim zeh chazeh. You pass the counted ones, the ones to be counted one after another. Like, I don't know, Havdil, we come into a ball game or something like that.
Yeah.
They count how many people are attending, right? So how do they do that? They do turnstiles.
That's right.
Right, you can count there by the count how many people are.
How do I count each person in the stadium?
They don't count them when they're in the stadium, they count how many people enter the stadium.
Yeah, yes.
When they come in, there's like
Click,
turnstiles, right?
click.
You know what a turnstile is?
Yeah.
Right?
Is that from the clicking?
Round.
Not the computer?
Sure, but you don't go
Maybe
through.
nowadays it could be, but in the old days they used to do these, used to have a click, whatever. Every turn of the thing was one.
Right, and you don't go through the turnstiles till you pay.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So it was an automatic count, so they don't have any.
Right. So that's the same idea. Okay, it says by
And that was a great way of making sure that the cash collectors weren't taking $1 for me and $1 for the owner, you know, because they
Double
had
check.
to,
yeah, there was
Get the accounts in order.
right.
That's right.
No hanky panky.
I'll
Okay?
take it, Becky.
Oh,
I see you're too honest. You're too honest to know what hanky panky is.
like tricky.
Yeah, sticky fingers.
Yeah.
Well, no, if there's nobody checking, that not everything has to go in the cash box. But if you're conscious of the fact that, what do you call things are being reconciled, you know what reconcile is.
You've got to give an account.
That, right, that I and you are on the same, reconciled to our certain level. We can,
Okay. Yeah.
You did bank statements?
It says we go to the din of Maisa Behema. Okay, when a person would give his Maisa Behema, meaning the tithe of these animals, so he would, it says how do they give a tithe? They would pass the animals underneath the staff, and every 10th one they would mark on his back, put a red mark.
right.
Every 10th one. That's the same
That was the
idea.
one that was going to be sacrificed.
Right.
Suppose if you go first. Look.
Right, so the sheep should pass by way of the counting.
Wow.
Okay? The truth is, you say, all the sheep, I guess, were eventually destined for slaughter, you know?
Yeah, you couldn't wait any, you know.
No, I'm saying no.
and
It's
they
either the 10th one was the korban, or what happened to the rest of the sheep?
Right.
It was also for meat, right?
Maybe they weren't so privileged to be checked.
Exactly, you know, it's a privilege to be actually be the 10th one rather than just to be, plain mutton.
So far from running away, they said, "Yeah, take me first."
Okay, Machatzis HaShekel b'Shekel HaKodesh. Carry on, Israel, Machatzis HaShekel.
Machzit a shekel, half a shekel, a shekel kodesh for a shekel.
So he's saying, right, what does that mean? B'Mishkal HaShekel shekotzavti lecha. In the weight, right, of a shekel which I have, kontzavti lecha means I fixed for you.
Fixed for you.
Mishkal boy shikli HaKodesh, to relate to weigh shikli HaKodesh, kugoy
Shkolim
hamurim b'parshas erechim, right? Shkolim which are mentioned in Parshas Erechim, at the end of Parshas B'chukosai, it says there's certain things. The person says, my value, I'm going to give my prescribed value to the Beis HaMikdash, and it didn't really depend on a person's individual value, but it was a certain fixed amount for each thing. Okay? Shkolim hamurim b'parshas Erechim stei achuza. Okay? Esrim geira hashekel.
Listen, go a shekel. 20 ger for the shekel.
Akshav, now the Torah is going to say, what is the value of a shekel? So now the Torah tells you, 20 geira is a shekel. Perish achal kamahu. What is that? Geira? Ma'ah. Right, geira is a term of a coin which is called a ma'ah. That was like a simple coin. Okay? Ma'ah was a very simple, right. So you find the geira and agora, the word agora, agorot, it comes from the same root. As we say. Okay? So we have 100 agorot. The state of Israel shekel has 100 agorot. And there going to the Torah, the holy shekel was made up of 20 geira, which is the same thing as agorot. Okay, now Rashi goes on now to a bit more mathematical calculation. Esrim geira hashekel.
So 20 ger per shekel.
Shekel hasholem dalet zuzi. Right, the full shekel is 4 zuz. Okay, zuz means chulasa. It's interesting. What's the word zuz? You know what the word zuz means? Move. Right?
Move, yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
Money moves, like money.
The truth is, you find other terms like that for money is movement. Because money is always moving. So if you think about it, money itself has no value, no real value.
No.
It only has representative value. Right?
That's
why
it's
interesting when the term for money is kesef, generally.
So
silver is also the same thing, but it means kesef, right? Which means, okay? And the term for an object is chayfetz, right?
Desire.
So it comes. So in other words, really, if there wasn't, when you do a transaction, right, you get the object which you desire. So that's why it's called a chayfetz. That's the thing. And kesef is an expression of to yearn, meaning nechsof nechsafti. Laban said to Yaakov when he was nechsafti means to yearn for something else. He says kesef is purely a means of
satisfying your yearnings.
To yearn, it's a means of satisfying your yearnings to reach a chayfetz, to what the actual desire, what you want, the thing, the subject you want at the end.
What's the word for money goes round and round? What's that in Hebrew?
What, money makes the world go round?
The money, you asked me what another word for, so I'm telling you, is another word something to do with moving round.
Zuz.
Oh, is that round? Goes round?
No, zuz means to move. Zuz means movement.
Sorry.
Well, we used to go galim.
It comes back again. I thought it comes back.
There's another word for it.
It goes and comes back.
Yeah, there's always an exchange. There's another word which is commonly used. Morris. I can't remember now. Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, so now it says
Very back when it means.
Shashekel, Shashekel hasholem daled zuzim. The full shekel is 4 zuz. V'azuz mitchilosoi, the zuz. Got it?
5
Mois was 5 mois. So therefore it was 20 mois in a 20 geira, which is mois, in a shekel. And above a sifol of shtus. They added a sixth to it, which sixth doesn't really means a fifth. They added 20%, and 20% of the new total is a 1/6, because 20% is a sixth of 120%.
20% of
20% is a sixth of what?
120%.
Right.
Okay? So that means if you add a fifth, then the total, the addition is a sixth of the new total. So that's why it's called a shtus. So it's sixth. Okay? Ve'elu l'sheish mo kesef. That means a 6 more kesef in a zuz. U'machzis hashekel hazeh. This machzis hashekel I've just told you, that's what...
plus the 6, which is 6, right? Plus the 5th, which is...
No, what am I saying? Yeah. So now it comes out, according to what commonly was used in Mishnaic times, the shekel, right, was 6... means a selah, right, was called a selah, was 24 mois. 24 mois in a selah. Originally it was 20 geira shekel, which was 20 mois, but then they changed the standard and they made it 24 mois in a selah. There was 6 more kesef, so the zuz became 6 more kesef, and there are 4 zuz in a selah, so altogether became 24. Umachtzis hashekel hazeh, half of this shekel which we've defined as being 20 geira, right? Shemartu lecha, that gives you truma l'Hashem. Should give it. That should give as a truma l'Hashem.
Okay.
So it's 20, and the remaining 20 is 20 geir out of 24 geiras, right?
No. So I'm saying originally it was 20 geira, 20 mois to a shekel,
Yeah.
and then afterwards they changed the standard and they made it 24 mois to a shekel.
24 mois to a shekel.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So they enlarged the coins. Okay, now let's continue. Shlomo.
20 became 24.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That means that the fishing is Kol ha'over al pigudin miben esrim shana umala retain truma Hashem. That all the ones that passed
Among the counted ones.
the counted ones, from the age 20 years onward, will give a gift to Hashem.
Shall give the offering, whatever it is, a gift to Hashem, donation to Hashem. So Rashi explains, 20 from 20 years up. Now,
Right.
let's see Rashi.
About going to war.
Got it?
Right.
The line starts as 3.
Medecha kam.
Back in your paper a little bit.
2, 4, 6, 8 lines down. 7, 8 lines down. It's 3.
Miben esrim shana umala. Nedecha kan she'en b'chok miben esrim yosei b'tzava. V'nimneh b'klo anashim. Okay.
Teaches
That
you.
you should learn
Net Chokan, it teaches you here, She'ein Pochos Miben Esrim Yoytze Latzava.
that they didn't open, that it wasn't, that it was not at least
Yeah, She'ein Pochos Miben Esrim. Anyone less
anyone
less than 20 years
and
did not go out.
and upward,
no, did not Yoytze Latzava, did not go out to the army.
Go to the army.
V'nimna
it was
b'chlan
counted-
anoshim,
the count was
and to be
included
counted among the men. Means only those from 20 years old and up.
Is that no connection with, or can't we mention it really, it's not very pleasant, that when you're 20, you're not responsible for sins?
So that's it. So there is a connection. So because I'll say that from the age 20, a person is fully culpable for his actions. Because I'll say from the age 13, a person is really culpable to Bezdin Shalmata, meaning he can be sentenced to death in a Bezdin. And he's already age 13.
You made the declaration at the mitzvah tomorrow?
Bezat Hashem, I'm going to say Baruch Shepotrani. Now, actually not. The minhag is when he has his first aliyah, which will not be till Wednesday.
What time of Amish?
Now, why on Wednesday and not on Thursday?
Because it's
Because it's a fast, right? So he's going to be able to get an aliyah on Wednesday.
And you say it then, yeah. It's incumbent on everyone, not just
What do you mean?
I mean, to make that statement, to make the bracha, I'm not in the Sephardi synagogues.
I don't know what the Sephardi minhag is.
Yeah.
And even in the Ashkenazi ones, most of the minhag is not to say it with the proper shem. Just say Baruch Shepotranim Anshe Shelazeh. Kodesh Baruch, the source of blessing, who has released me from the punishment of this one, because now he's responsible for his own actions. I'm not responsible anymore for him.
But the 20...
so no, one second. So when he reaches the age of 20,
yeah.
then he's fully capable that he can even get Misa B'dei Shamayim. Means till between the age of 13 and 20, right, he will not be liable for heavenly punishment, certainly capital punishment, because till the age of 20 he's not fully mature,
Right.
he's not fully responsible for his actions. Okay, but after the age of 20, yes. That's
One thing that a teenager is very smart, he's very understanding.
So you mixed up two things over here. There's the idea, it's one of the things that thinks, maybe it's Binyomin de Yoma. Why is it that what changes in a 13-year-old boy or a 12-year-old girl that makes them fully, now that they become responsible adults, that they're now obligated, whatever the Torah prescribes and adults you have to do, so already a 13-year-old boy is already considered an adult. And what has happened to him?
Puberty. Change your body.
Right, so change the physical change.
Yeah,
But, so,
Right.
but what is
Because he
obviously?
can now procreate.
Oh, so the fact that
He probably could procreate sooner, but that's the age that they decided to procreate.
right, whatever. When he has certainly the proper simonim, right, the
hairs and
science,
stuff
right,
like
pubic
that.
hairs.
Blah, blah, blah.
So that, as you said, that is an indication of his ability to be able to procreate. But the question is, why should that be connected with his mind?
Well, because if he can have children, then you think that he has some sequel both from the number of years he's been around and the fact that his brain has grown, that his whole body has grown to the point, and hopefully his brain has, that he knows, the difference between irresponsibility and responsibility.
Yeah,
at
so
some level.
fine. You're very good point. But what's the connection between the two? Why should his power of procreation got to have anything to do with that?
I think
He's
it's not
responsive.
arbitrary, really.
Oh, so I want to say very good
I know.
point.
Isn't it responsibility that
I don't know.
he's proved himself bodily? Now, he has a responsibility
Well,
because of
he-
that problem. He's able
yes
to...
and
He's
no.
not supposed to prove himself.
Not prove himself. He's just made a... He has
So
a
I want to
responsibility.
make a very important point, which is something, a little bit of a chiddush in my own, but it's a very, very good svara.
Sorry, you didn't say anything.
One of the major things which a child develops as he gets older is a concept of the future. Right? And you take a little baby, right? Something there is there. You move it away, you cover it, it doesn't exist anymore.
It's called consequences of your actions.
Okay?
You can see the consequences.
Okay, so what's that? As you get older, a little kid, kid starts to talk, 2-3 years old. He says, yeah, my birthday is tomorrow, long time ago. Or yesterday, a long time ago. That's the kids always say, yesterday, a long time ago.
Right,
Which
he knows
means,
what the future is.
he knows the past is yesterday and the future is tomorrow. But nothing more than that. That concept whether it's tomorrow, next week, and next month, whatever.
Right.
Okay, now, one of the fundamentals in order to make a child or any person responsible for his actions, is that he has to have a concept of the world to come. If a person doesn't have a concept of what the world to come is, or that there is such a thing as world to come, he's no concept of the future, that there is such a thing as the world to come, you can't make him responsible for his actions. Because what the mice is the tachlis of the person in this world. If he thinks, right, that the whole tachlis of his life is up to 120 years he's going to get to this world, and afterwards he's going to be keeping up daisies, right? That's not his purpose in the world. If a person doesn't believe in an afterlife, right, just forget it. Because all he's living is for this world. So once I'm gone, once I'm dead, I'm gone. But if a person realizes that the main purpose of his existence over here is to achieve in this world, but the Maisa, the reward and the result of his achievement, right, is not going to be, the reward is not going to be received in this world, it's only going to be in the world to come.
Oh, okay.
So in order to have an appreciation of what the world to come is, the person has to have a concept of, some concept of that there is a world to come. His concept of the future has to include that there's something beyond this life.
Okay, okay.
Okay? Now, why does a person procreate?
It's a commandment.
It's true, it's a commandment. But the person naturally why to have children? Why does a person need to have children? If he's only here for this world, he's going to be 120 years in this world, and afterwards he's going to be keeping up daisy, and that's it.
Yeah, but
he's a goner. Go on.
Because Hashem wants people to praise him, he needs numbers, he needs people.
But if it goes deeper than that, because if a person
No,
is not just living
he's
for
only
this.
living for the here and now.
Right.
So to speak to what's the need to have children? Which
Right,
is,
exactly.
Once
He's
no
gone,
need.
once he's gone from this world,
He's done his job.
He's done it. No, but his children have no connection to him whatsoever. He's finished. Right? Why should
So
he
they
bother
carry
himself
on.
having?
They
Right, he's a millionaire,
Yeah.
right? He should spend all his million in this world in the time he has allotted. Why should he give it to his children? Why should he? It's only because there's a concept of eternity. That after he leaves this world, there's an afterlife, which is going on and on and on. And therefore, he has children that will
Carry on.
keep his
Tradition.
keep his identity or whatever his being right going. Not after he leaves this world, will keep his identity going further. When he's in the afterlife, when he's in the world to come, it will keep him going in this world.
right.
So, what I want to say is as follows: that when does a child, or boy or girl, have that concept of the afterlife, of a world to come? That comes hand in hand with the ability to have children. Because the ability to have children indicates that this world is not the be-all and end-all. And when a person has children, in a way, he's preparing to leave this world to go on to the next world.
Oh.
Whereas having children is really a preparation for leaving this world. And in fact, the Gemara says, very interesting, there was a certain wedding where everybody was being very exuberant, right? And one of the Amoram got up and says, "Woe to us that we die! Vailon de Misna." And everybody praised, what a gewaltige Zach that he... So it sounds very, it seems like putting a damp on all the simcha. So what I heard from my Rebbe once, no, the pshat is no, that when a person gets married, he's really preparing himself to leave this world.
Oh.
It's a very deep concept.
That's it. You know that in Egypt, you just mentioned briefly, when a pharaoh becomes a pharaoh, he starts building his food.
Could be as well, right? Okay, it's the same idea, but this is going a little bit deeper. The person has children to leave something in this world to prepare himself he himself is going to leave this world. He's going to be in the world to come to leave himself a remnant in this world. So the idea is
I
already.
just don't see how a kid, a 13-year-old.
No, I'm not saying he has necessarily deep that concept. But I'm saying he already has a concept, potential that he's saying. What I mean is, I'm not just living for this world. I'm living. There's an afterlife. There's a world to come. Therefore, my actions have to be responsible for what I'm going to do. Because after I've finished in this world, I'm not gone. There's a world to come. Therefore, it adds a level of responsibility to it.
Right. Okay, I see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So that's why we can say, you know, you're starting down the road of responsibility now.
Right. Okay, we'll stop here. We got this minute for time.